Hey there, thank you for tuning in to Down to Vacay. This is Gil.
I'm Lou.
You're a laughing Lou, that's what you're doing right now.
Because I was thinking good talks in my head.
Thank you for tuning in again. We are going to go over the hits and the misses of the Scarlet Lady. The Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. It was a good ship. I like the ship. I don't know about you.
I really thought that the decor was very Miami and, I don't know, like sexy.
Boutique-ish.
Maybe because it was a lot of red and that's one of my favorite colors.
But they changed the colors too, like purple, blue, red, I think it was.
Well, yeah,
right?
but I mean, again, I just think it was a very sexy look.
All right, so what are we starting with right now? The top hits and misses. We're gonna start off with the
likes. Let's go.
Likes.
Let's start positive.
All right, let's go with the hits. All right, so what do you got for number one?
Well, I guess just talking more about the ship's decor, it had a very boutique-y feel. Not just in one area, because sometimes, they focus on one area of the ship, and that's where a lot of the feel comes from. But I feel like when you were walking around the ship, it was everywhere. On the Lido deck, in the back of the ship.
Same style.
Yes.
Same style.
Yes. And again, all kind of very boutique-y.
So you felt like we were in Miami.
Like on a floating hotel.
The neon lights, right? The swankiness,
yes.
the smooth, rather the intimate colors, the
yeah,
lighting.
Maybe we're always so used to seeing, like, I guess you could say family-oriented decor or stuff that's kind of for everyone.
It's like tropical.
Yeah,
light,
this was like very swanky-ish.
Adult. It was.
Yeah, that's
adult,
the other
right?
thing that we liked was the adult vibe as opposed to, kiddie world. Not to say there's anything bad about those family cruises.
So that's number two, huh? The adult.
Yeah, the adult vibe.
Okay, I'm feeling it.
The other thing that I liked was the upscale dining experience. So I guess our expectations were, again, because it's only adults, that, everything was going to be like a little swankier and a little like more exotic. So I do have to say that a lot of the restaurants, first of all, there's no specialty dining. Everything is specialty dining. So that's pretty cool because you don't have to pay extra for any of the restaurants. But the feel of dinner was like more of an experience as opposed to just, ordering your appetizer and your desserts and stuff.
So we just moved from the adult vibe all the way down to the food. That's what we did. Okay.
Yeah.
I can dig it. Okay. You know what I would also tie in? I would also tie in the fact that the dining is definitely an experience, right? So it is a hit because, if you're an adult, especially if you are if you're a city boy, city girl, you have so many restaurants and so many places that you can choose that are kind of upscale, but you probably didn't do it because, it's not what you are normally into. But this is a chance for you to actually,
try something new.
Yeah, dine at a place where it's kind of swanky that you normally wouldn't do in your city or wherever you go. So I thought that was actually pretty cool because again, we heard so many stories about the dining experience and the food being Michelin star type of cuisine. And we're like, oh my God, this is one of the reasons why I persuaded you to go on the Virgin Voyage cruise because, I brought up the food so we could do something about the food. That's a dislike for me, but we'll stick with the cuisine. It was actually pretty cool. And one of the bright spots for this is Gun Bay. So if you are an introvert like myself, you have to be social. You have to be social if you're eating at Gun Bay because they actually put you with other couples, other people.
So just for everyone to understand what type of restaurant it is, it's basically like a Korean barbecue. So they
never knew that.
So they have that grill in the middle of the table, and it's a round table. And number one, there's no solo seating, so you're not allowed to sit by yourselves. You have to sit in a group of about, I think it was two other couples, so it was 6 people altogether. at one table. So it's kind of like forced interaction and socialization, which was cool because, to be honest, we kind of always keep to ourselves. So this was a nice chance to meet other people.
And we shouldn't, because we're doing this. And if we're doing this, we need to be like out there socially. We need to be social butterflies.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Well, you're still in the cocoon. That's the problem.
This sucks, man. Until you get to know me, then it's a different ball game, right? Then I'm all over the place. Well, not really.
So I thought that was a good way to meet other people, and thankfully we had some awesome, I guess you could say, other couples. They were awesome. They were, and it was funny because it's almost like various stages of life. Like we had the youngins, they were in their 20s.
Right.
Then we had
the
other
age,
couple.
I guess.
That's bad. It sounds bad, but they were younger than us.
They were younger.
And then I guess we're the old folk. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
And that just happened by sheer luck. Like there was no rhyme or reason how we ended up at the table with the other couples.
Yeah, shout out to them because they follow us, we follow them. So yeah, it was a pretty
yeah,
cool
they
experience.
made, I have to say, they made the dining experience even better.
Yeah, so that was good. What's the other like that you had or that we have?
Man, the parties.
Oh yeah.
The parties were popping.
Yeah, I must say this is the reason why you would, jump on a Virgin Voyage ship, because the parties were pretty cool. Again, it's
first of all, I love a theme.
Yeah, the pajama party.
The pajama party.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
That was awesome. The Scarlet Night, right? Was it Scarlet Night or Scarlet Night party?
Yeah, I think it was a Scarlet Night. Which is basically like a red party,
all red
instead of a white party.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, it's like I said, you're at a hotel in Miami, a boutique hotel in Miami. So you go out, you grab some food, right? You eat at a swanky restaurant, and then after that, then you go to a club out in Miami. And then after that, you can hang out at the beach or wherever it is at the, rooftop pool parties or something like that. And then you go back to your room.
Well, and then you have that late night eating at the pizzeria.
Pizza place. Yeah.
And then you go back to your room and crash.
So yeah, that is pretty much what you get when you when you're on the Virgin Voyage. It's actually pretty cool. And of course the last one on the hits is a lot of space around the ship.
Oh my gosh, so much space to lounge around and chill. Like there's a lot of little nooks and crannies around that ship.
Yeah,
it was
too
pretty
many.
Cool.
You won't get caught in that I can't find a seat, or get pissed off or something like that, because you're gonna find a space.
Yeah, I mean,
anywhere.
Listen, always the main Lido deck where the pool's at, that's always packed. I mean, that's a given. But even in that area, there were a lot of other types of seatings, like not just the lounge chairs, like most cruise ships have. They had these like little bucket like things that were covered, so you actually get some shade if you were too hot to sit in the sun. And they even had those like cabana things that you could rent along the side.
I don't see why anyone would pay for that, to be honest.
Hey, listen, whatever floats their boat. If that's the type of thing that you like to do, well, guess what? There's a spot for you
it's
there.
a little, it's a little secluded, sure, and you do have a
I think you even get service.
Something up top, like an awning or something like that. I forgot what it was.
So you have like a little shade. Yeah,
I don't know
why.
Yeah, like why anyone would pay for that, because you're losing out on the sun and then you're right next to somebody else. That makes no sense.
Yeah, well, maybe if they want a little sexy time outside, or they don't have a balcony.
I don't even have sexy music in the background right now. I would have played that, but either way, I mean, it's cool. Like you do have a lot of spots on the ship to tan, to do whatever, to lounge, to relax, to chill.
After a long night of partying.
Yeah, hungover, whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the hits of the Virgin Voyage Scarlet Lady. There's one bright side. It's a bonus, and that bonus is the Wi-Fi is amazing. The Wi-Fi is incredible. It's so fast. I don't think that we ever had like downtime or something like that. And guess who owns it? Elon Musk.
Go figure.
I know, with his Starlink. It's called Starlink, and that is what Virgin Voyages uses for their Wi-Fi service, and it was pretty fast.
And it's complimentary, which even is better. There's no such thing as a perfect voyage, so there's always going to be things that you might not enjoy as much or you might not favor.
Right.
So, I guess the first thing that we would note is that there's no real like musical theater shows. They do have a lot of things going on during the course of the cruise, and I guess you could say a lot of it's focused around the Scarlet Night. That seemed to be the one that they had the most, like dancing and stuff going on even prior to the party itself. But beyond that, we're used to kind of seeing like a Broadway type musical show. And unfortunately on this one, they didn't have it. But again, I think they had a lot of other things like live bands and stuff that you could see instead.
I mean, for me, I'm always looking for a theater show, a musical or something like that. Something along the lines of that kind of entertainment. But I think when you're younger, I guess this is where I don't know where the, like what demographic they want their cruisers to be, because is it for the older people? Is it for the 60, 70-year-olds? Is it for the 40, 50-year-olds, the 30s, the 20s? Like who's it for? So I feel like I find myself caught in the middle when it comes to the theater shows. Or not having them.
Well, I think we like a good mixture of both. Like not just all, I guess you could say, younger activities,
right? And
not just all relaxing, older-ish activities. I think we're kind of like a sampling of everything.
All right, can we talk about not having a real buffet?
We like buffets.
No, I know you kind of had a hard time with with figuring out whether this is a dislike, if this is a hit or miss. But the reality
I felt like it had its good points and bad points.
Right, of course.
But I do agree that the probably worst point on it is like being at a diner.
Yeah.
It is like being at a diner.
So everywhere you go, it's pretty like if you want a real meal.
By the way, we are talking about the galley. In case
the galley.
Anyone is not too sure.
Good one, because we didn't mention that before. So, yeah, the reality is if you want a real meal, you're going to have to sit down. No matter what it is, you're going to have to sit down and wait for someone to take your order and then bring your food. Like that's just the way it goes.
Well, if you want like a hot entree, because you can get a salad at the salad bar, you can pick that up yourself.
Right.
But if you want like
the
a
bento
hot entree,
box, right?
Of the sushi, yeah.
The fruits and vegetables, the fruits like the bananas, the apples or whatever on your way out or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Salads. What's the other one? The pastries, right? The bakery.
Yeah, the bakery.
You can actually walk up to that and get your food, or get your pastry, but you can't go up to the burger joint, the burger section, and get your burger from them. No, you have to actually sit down at the dining table. Or I call it a diner. It's a diner, man. And you throw up the red flag to let them know that that you're looking to order. That you're
ready to order.
And they come over, they take your order, and then you wait there. Like, no, I want to walk around. If I see something that's good, I want to, take it or ask for it.
Yeah, to be able
and
to
they give it to me right there. I don't want to wait. So that I feel like that is a miss. That's definitely a miss because we already have the restaurants. So why make me wait for breakfast?
Because you're so impatient.
Or lunch. Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm so used to the buffet, So that's a miss. And I understand, with COVID and everything else, you have one person, you don't have many people handling the big spoons or whatever. But this is why I bring my hand sanitizer and I wipe it down every time, before I eat. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was,
which I guess we could transition to the other thing that I noticed that I was not too fond of is the fact that they had no person spraying hand sanitizer,
yeah.
or as what's lovingly known as washy-washy
Washy.
on other cruise ships. In this post-COVID time, I would have assumed that we would see this going forward, but I guess not on this voyage. So that's the only thing I actually didn't like. And that was like nowhere in the ship. Like there was nowhere in the ship where they were promoting the hand sanitizer stuff.
So how do you think the food was? Like, we discussed
It wasn't
the galley.
as good as I thought it was gonna be.
Dude, they
Again,
had,
being that we thought it was a more upscale cruise than the family-oriented other cruises.
every place, every YouTube video, every I don't know, like they really pushed this out to be like this Michelin star, type of experience, like food. And for me, yeah, it was cool. It was a cool experience. But I'm not gonna say that the food was amazing. I won't say that. It wasn't amazing. It was just a really, really cool experience. It wasn't bad food. I'm not gonna say it was bad. Maybe the test kitchen rather. That wasn't something that I enjoyed much.
That was just different,
Yeah.
and it was. We didn't even know what to expect. I
Right.
think that's where. Well, I guess it's in the name.
It was
Test
a test.
kitchen.
It was a test. But like Gun Bay was good. That social experience was good. The food was good. The what was the other one?
Pink Agave
Pink
was the other one
Agave.
that we went to.
The Virgin. What was that called again? I forgot what Extra Virgin. That was the name of the.
That was the Italian place. Yep.
It was good. Like it was good. It wasn't like it
Well,
was.
the extra virgin. The thing that we liked the most in there was the dessert.
Yeah, the dessert was good.
The dessert was
And
pretty unique.
I don't really feel like the food was amazing. It was good.
I think it was a little overhyped.
Yeah,
and
I
I
think it
think
was
that was
overhyped
the
too.
problem.
It's just again, you're there for the experience. So take the experience. Eat at a place that you probably would never eat at. In your hometown, your home city. I think that's the only thing that I enjoyed. Other than that, the food, no. Like the cost of the cruise, the itinerary, the cabin, like the cost of everything, and then the food being that way, it was just like, nah, I don't know if I want to do that again. So that's definitely a miss for me. I mean, what's the other miss that you have?
Well, and the other thing is that I think that we actually the cruise that we did before this one was the Carnival Mardi Gras, and they had an abundance of activities. This one, unfortunately, didn't have as many. While yes, they did have something that was awesome, which was the squid ink, the tattoo parlor. That's awesome, but that's not really an activity, and that's something you have to pay extra for. And when I'm saying activities, I'm talking more about like, yes, they had some little games here and there, but it wasn't like, usually you have like mini golf and you have all these other things that you could possibly do to kind of, during the course of the day, especially when you're at sea all day and you're not
Yeah.
at a port. And I just felt like there wasn't as many things to find and do. Yeah, they had a basketball court, but they didn't even have any like free throw contest or anything like that.
Nothing.
So
It's too adult, man.
it was almost like, yeah, I guess the point of it was supposed to be more lax. Like you kind of do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But at least if they would have given us a little more options on things to do, I think that would have been a little bit better.
I mean, there's so many. There's things happening at nighttime, right? You have the bands playing.
Well, then you have an adult arcade that you
Right.
don't have to pay anything extra for.
And that was cool too.
I actually missed that on my likes because that was something I really did like. It was very
Yeah.
nostalgic.
Yeah, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
So that would be a bonus. But yeah, there are musicians playing, bands playing in the evening, and they, for the most part, was actually pretty good. Like they were really, really good. So I would say that they need to add more activities for cruisers on the ship, because again, with these itineraries, man, they're short itineraries, 4 or 5 days, maybe not even great places, to be honest with you. But for the price, I don't know. Like, I think the lack of activities was just,
It was noticeable.
Yeah.
We noticed it because there was times of the day that we just didn't have really much to do.
Is this how it is when you go to like Miami and you party at nighttime, and then in the daytime you're just like lounging at the beach or something like that at the pool?
I guess
Is
that
what
was
it is?
the purpose of it, not to overwhelm with so many activities because most people are not really beat for it
Right.
after being hungover the next day.
Right. And then
but I
when,
guess that's not us. We're
Yeah.
we're like ready
like
to go.
I want to do something. Like I want to have some game shows or like trivia stuff. I mean, they did have
They
the
did
trivia.
they did have trivia, but it was not as much.
I just need a wide selection, man. A lot. I need a lot of things that I can choose from in order for me to feel like there was enough. I don't feel like going to, like having a party at nighttime and then in the daytime doing absolutely nothing. Because again, one of the other dislikes was that there was just one pool.
I know, one main pool. Now, again, granted, a lot of other cruise ships have one main pool. But what they also do is they tend to have more like smaller areas where you can go and chill. And there's a hot tub, or on one of the Carnival cruises, there's like a secondary pool area. So I do think that not having, or water slides and water rides, like they have those other things that you can do. And if you didn't want to go to the main pool, but on the Virgin Voyage, on the Scarlet Lady, they only had the main pool, plus they had like a secondary area that was like basically a big hot tub. And I personally just didn't really want to try it. So
Yeah, it wasn't something,
yeah,
So
I like hot tub time with less people.
So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I feel like, again, you get the adult vibe, you get all that, you get the restaurants, you get the party, you get the club. Now this is truly a club. This is Miami or Vegas, in the ocean.
On a ship.
That's it. It's Miami or Vegas in the ocean. That's what you get. And they're not trying to stop you from having the best time of your life and doing certain things that you'd like to do, when mommy and daddy are not around or something like that, or they don't know what you're doing. You go out there on the ship, you go to Vegas and do whatever, and then you come back and you were a good boy, you were a good girl. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back on a Virgin Voyage cruise just because it costs a little bit more money than your regular ones. You get less days and there's not many activities. If you cruised on the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady, you had fun or you didn't have fun, let us know. Leave a comment. Let us know what you liked about it. Let us know what you didn't like about it. If we're spot on, if we've missed something, I have no problem letting you guys know that we didn't do certain things or we missed certain things. It's not an issue for me. But let us know what you liked. Let us know what you enjoyed and didn't enjoy, your hits and misses aboard the Scarlet Lady. And once again, if you enjoy our videos, you find them to be very helpful, hit that subscribe, like this video. It helps us out a great bunch. Follow us on Instagram at official_down to vacay, and hopefully we'll see you on a vacay as well. So let us know. You down to vacay?
Oh yeah.